Hello, everyone. Sure you guys can't see me yet, but hello, everyone. If you haven't seen me yet, I'm here for a stream today. It's my birthday. I'm turning 24 today, and I see I already have some birthday wishes. Professional bookworms. Thank you very much. You guys are pretty cool. And Carly, of course, very kindly wished me happy birthday. Thank you so much. I am just sharing my link for this around. Um, But I hope everyone's doing okay today. I'm doing pretty good. I had a bit of a scare last night, a power scare, but so I guess not really a big deal. But I'm doing okay. So it's a good birthday today, at least so far. It's just a very quiet Sunday afternoon out here in Oklahoma. Um, hope everyone is doing well. I am going to just finish sharing some stuff real quick. And Ted is here. He says, "Happy birthday." Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I hope everyone is doing pretty good. Now I'm just sharing this link around. So hopefully people will start showing up. I generally don't always expect people to show up to these things, but I've been surprised before. But yeah, hello everyone. Glad to be here. So yeah, turning 24 today. Feels weird almost being a almost a quarter century old at this point. Um, I don't know if it's all cracked up. I don't know if it's all what it's all cracked up to be, but hopefully it'll go pretty good. Then again, I'm not quite 25 yet. That's next year, so yeah, it should be fun. Um, just sharing this around. So sorry if I can't see you guys' comments yet. It is because I am sharing this link around on the social medias. So there we go there. We go there. Okay. Well, that's a good question, Ted. And thank you, Chadia. But that's a good question, Ted. I don't know if I'd say it's a special meaning, but there was an ancestor of mine who apparently fought in the War of 1812 or something like that. And my great aunt was the one who suggested the name Britain. So that's how I got my name. And it's kind of funny because there's also a road not too far from my house, Britain Road, spelled the exact same way. So yeah, it's pretty weird. But yeah, that's where I get it from. It's okay, Ori. You don't need to do that. And thank you, Robin, for the happy birthday wishes. Glad everyone is showing up. Let me see here. Yeah, okay. There we go. I just need some yep, so some 24 today. Feels weird. Feels weird. Yesterday, this weekend's been pretty good so far, just been hanging out and finally watched Daredevil Born Again, which is, dare I say it, actually pretty good. So yeah. Well, aside from this, I am hoping to go eat with my parents later this evening, so that should be fun. But no, nothing really in particular. I remember on my 21st birthday, I went to this comedy club I had always wanted to go to called the Looney Bin, and the next year I wanted to do that again, but that didn't pan out because the place closed, which is almost a joke in and of itself. But yeah, where do I see myself in 24 years? I have no idea where I'll be. Hopefully I will be successful wherever I'm at, and hopefully still writing and doing stuff that I love. So as long as I'm doing that, I think I hope 24 years will be a good time. But yeah. But going back to this question, yes, I'm gonna be eating dinner with my parents later. It should be fun. Um, yeah. Um, is it sunny over in Oklahoma? Well, I don't actually know. I haven't really been outside very much today, but it looks like the sun is out, so I'll go with yes. Question mark? Is it sunny out there? Okay. My mom says it's sunny out there. It was super rainy and depressing out here yesterday, so that wasn't fun. But oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. It gets cold in Texas? I didn't know that was such a thing. I know you guys had that insane blizzard that we had a few years ago too. That was pretty crazy. Oh man. Climate change, guys. It's a thing. I'm just kidding. I don't know if it was climate change. Very ignorant on these matters. No, not the time change. um, though time did change yesterday, and I had a hard time sleeping, so that was fun. Um, I thought the time had changed already, and then I was going to go to bed. It was already 3 o'clock in the morning, so I was like, "Well, I was mistaken, son of a bitch." So yeah, that didn't pan out, unfortunately. Um, but I'm glad that we are in longer days again because I know, right? A birthday on daylight savings for longer days is a flex. I know it's yeah, I'm feeling pretty good to be honest. It's a good day. Like I'm having a good day, it's longer days and I'm just chilling, bro. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate the he sent me happy birthday and he's like, are you good? And I'm like, you're a little early, but I'll take it. Thank you very much. Um Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's good lord. I sometimes wonder what's worse, blistering heat or when it's super frigid cold outside because it's either like super frigid or super hot. I would say like I hate it when it's hot because I get hot really easily. It's bad. It's really really bad. So cold, I guess. I don't know. That's fair. That's fair. Ah, that's weird, Choddy. I don't know how that I don't know how it works. I don't know why they have these time changes. I generally hate when the days are shorter. It just ugh, ugh, ugh. Not a bad yeah. No, that's a good thing. I played I was playing some GTA 5 last night, so it wasn't too bad. But my power flickered off a little bit, so that was kind of freaky. Um, luckily it's all solved now. Hopefully. So yeah, nothing's really going on the Goodreads side of things. So that's probably a good thing. But yeah, it's. Let me see what's going on here. Hmm. So what am I reading? Well, I just recently finished a poetry book that a teacher of mine gave me called 22040. I don't know if I'll cover this on the channel because I'll admit I don't read a lot of poetry, and to be honest, I am absolutely piss poor at analyzing poetry. So take that with a grain of salt. Um, right now I am still reading Guards by Sir Terry Pratchett, which is actually very good. I'm enjoying it a lot. Um, I'm enjoying um it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it, and it looks like we're starting to get into the full swing of things. It's really well paced and well written for that matter. So I guess I guess I'm converted at this point. I am at least interested to see where um guards goes, or not guards Discworld goes next. I am also reading my good friend Joe Burns' third book of the Hybrid Helix, Blood Reunion. I'm not saying that because he paid me, though it did help that he gave me some free books. But yes, I'm reading Blood Reunion, which is also a lot of fun. And they're going up against a really eldritch vampire in this one, and it's a lot of fun. And the vampire in this is really scary. Um, and there are also space bears in this, so anyone who's interested in space bears, give it a shot because the space bears were in this. And I was going to read this sometime during the weekend, but that just went out the window because I've been busy with other things. But Primordial by Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino, which is my next read for the Year of Lemire. So yes, that's what I've been reading for the birthday at the moment. And of course, I mentioned Joe Byrne, and it's like freaking Beetlejuice. He shows up. Hello, Joe. How you doing? And thank you for the happy birthday wishes. I was just talking about your book, called Blood Reunion, where Rohan goes up against an eldritch vampire this time. That's weird. And I just got something in the mail. Oh, booking flights to Seattle. Well, I was talking about your book, Blood Reunion, which I'm having a lot of fun with at the moment. Very tense because this vampire guy is freaking hard. Not in the you know, sexual manner, but just his power level is so ridiculous. This guy is like, if I could use Invincible, because I watched a lot of Invincible recently. He's basically like the Conquest of of this arc. I still need to read Grady Hendrix. I have his oh, hilariously enough, talking about vampires, I have his vampire one. Oh yes, the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I've been meaning to read that for a while. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Wow, I didn't know you were reading son of a bitch. So you're reading Rockio's series now, Jason? What are you thinking of it? Because I know it's very popular on BookTube nowadays. I just started my reread of Age of Madness. Cool. I actually have more due over there. I it's right there if you can see it. Thank you, Jacob. Glad to have you here. I don't know. I'm kind of. I've heard that Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires is actually pretty good. Though I'm kind of wary because it sounds like he's trying way too hard to be tongue in cheek. But hey, I thought that Terry Pratchett was trying too hard, and I mean I've been enjoying his stuff so far. So there you go. Doug Stanhope has wished me happy birthday, so thank you, Doug. I appreciate it. Wouldn't have taken you for starting Empire of Silence, Jason. But what are you gonna do? Oh man. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I think I saw that. Is that on Joe Carroll's channel? Because I think I saw him doing a Dungeon Carl. Joe Carroll, Dungeon Crawler Carl. Yeah, that's certainly true. What books have made me laugh? That's a good question. Guards has made me laugh a couple times. Terry Pratchett's very good at situational humor. Dennis Lehane has made me laugh a couple times, particularly in Prayers for Rain, which is one of his um Kinsey and Gennaro books. Lonesome Dove as well. There's a scene regarding a sign in Lonesome Dove that is some of the funniest shit I have ever read in my life. It was really like that was a moment where I'm like, okay, this could be a 5-star for me. It was great. It's really, really good. I haven't read Dennis Johnson yet. I do have one of his books. My cousin actually gifted me one of his books a few years ago called The Laughing Monsters. I haven't read it. There's a couple of his I haven't read many of his books. Oh yeah, a couple. Oh yeah, there's been a few moments where I have laughed audibly. So oh yeah, in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, of course. How could I forget that? Love Hitchhiker's Guide. Very, 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 very much. That book has made me laugh very much during my time as a reader. I also got something in the mail, I guess. I don't know who sent this, but I'm gonna do. I don't generally like these videos, but I'm going to open it for you guys because you guys love the opening videos, right? You guys like to watch people open things on YouTube. I just don't know where my stuff is, where a knife or anything like that is. So yeah, that's awkward. So I'm thinking. You know what? I'll use this pen. Actually, oh man. Okay. Yeah, chew it open. Yeah. Okay. So here it is. I know. I wish I had. I wish I had one of those like houses to have like fantasy knives in it. That would be absolutely fantastic. Just gotta. Oh my lord! Who sent this? Oh my god. Oh, but of course, my old pal Jason Furman sent me a good book. Sent me probably the most intimidating horror novel of all time, maybe for a lot of people. House of Leaves by Mark Danielowski. So, Jason, if you're still watching, thank you very much, my friend. I don't know when I'm gonna get around to reading this book, but should be fun. Of course, you're always so thoughtful, Jason. Because I was talking to him the other night. I'm like, man, I've thought about trying House of Leaves. Just didn't really get down to it. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. But yes, I got House of Leaves, which is this very experimental, strange horror book that is very like you can just here's a page, 2 pages. So yeah, I haven't read it yet. Hello there, my friend Josh, and thank you for the happy birthday wishes. I just got a. Oh boy. Yeah, it was funny. I was talking with Jason about that book the other night, and I was like, it's it kind of reminds me of a creepypasta a little bit. And I guess it is. I don't know. I haven't read. It's been a while since I've read some creepypastas, so there you go. Um, but yeah, hopefully after I finish Guards or Blood Reunion, I am probably going to get to Gormenghast, which is probably my first really big fantasy series I'm going to be reading this year, or at least going to try to during the year. And also hoping to get to Mere Christianity, which I'm hoping to do a video with my dad about, because my dad's been reading it and he's been chasing me around the house trying to get me to read it. And also hoping to get to Discovery by the Mentons, because well, it really jumped on my list because they sent me a e-copy of it, early e-copy for it. And yes, in the future, we might see a video of my dad and I talking about a book called Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. We do have a podcast together, so um, yeah, I'll give my dad Discovery and be like, here, Dad, read Discovery, go nuts, and he'll just be really confused. I don't know. Uh, yeah, no, it's a choice. It's a choice. But yeah, and with Gormenghast, I'm hoping to read it with a couple people. Jason might read it with me. I guess we'll see how Jason's feeling once he I don't know. And my friend Chance wants to read it. So I'm going to have. There was someone else. I think someone else also wanted to read Gormenghast with me, but I can't remember who it was at the moment. Um, and Jason says yes, I am. Okay, good. I think there was someone else, but I can't remember who it is at the moment. I'm so sorry. It's been a busy last couple weeks. Oh my god. I would. Yeah, man. I don't know if I'll fully understand it. So I don't know how well we would read House of Leaves together. But yes. Sadly, book club with the dad doesn't have a nice ring to it like book club with the missus. So it's probably not what I'm gonna call it. But yeah, no. Uh, yes, I am going to read. Yeah, I'm gonna read a couple things. I imagine that Gormenghast will take a while. At least Titus Grown anyway. I'm reading Titus Grown. Hopefully you guys can't hear my dad's claps from in the living room. He has very loud claps. I guess someone got a home run. He's watching, I think, softball in there at the moment. Fair enough. I mean, my dad's reading taste kind of goes from like books about religion or like self-help books. Like he's a big fan of like I don't know if any of you have ever heard of Gary Vaynerchuk. My dad really likes him a lot, and he always is telling me about him. I don't always read the kind of self-help books because I don't know. I'm just kind of irritated with them a little bit, but I know they're helpful for some people, and that's great. Not for me though. Um, yeah, I mean, I've tried getting my dad to read some stuff. Like I tried to get him to read Southern Bastards a few years ago, the comic book series about football because he's a big football guy. As am I. We have a football podcast together. During the football season. Hello, Sam. How you doing? I tried to get him to read that. And he was just kind of like, I don't know, but also thank you, Sam. But yeah, it just hasn't really subcutanean. How do you pronounce that? Is that another? Oh, good to hear, Sam. Glad to hear it. Yeah. I'm trying to lead the charge at the moment to get more people to read comics, and hopefully it'll work. But glad to hear that you're starting to. Um, is that another book by that guy? Hold on, let me look it up. Oh, it's by some guy called Aaron A. Reed. Not heard of this book. That's interesting. Oh, it's about a basement. Okay, neat. All right, I'll just put that down. But yeah, I mean yeah, I mean I have a bunch of books I'm hoping to get to this year, and hopefully it doesn't go bad. Oh, well, hopefully you enjoy it, Sam. It's a great book. I'm actually hoping to read Pale by Nabokov sometime down the line this year. Don't know when. Um, but yeah, Lolita is a fantastic book. I think you might appreciate the I feel I think if I mean I know you like Gene Wolfe. I won't say it's I mean, it has the same interest in like unreliable narrators, so maybe you'll appreciate that. I don't know. Just read the book and then you can tell me what you think. But there you are. I'm like, where the fuck is the cat? Where are you? Oh shit. Tripping all over myself today. That's why you don't put your shit in the walkway. Come here, cat. Oh, you gust. Miss Jerry is here joining us today. She's like, happy birthday. Now give me attention. I don't care that you're streaming. Now put me down human. So yeah, there you go. That's the cameo by the August Miss Jerry today. She's like, let me go. So that doesn't shock me. um um I've heard him be compared to Nabokov. I don't know. I mean, I've only read the one from Nabokov, which Lolita, which I love dearly. Um I sadly don't have a basement in my house. I do have an attic. Super dusty up there. My God. I once helped a friend of mine move some stuff from this lady's basement, or not basement. It was her it was the attic. And I ended up getting sick because I have a really bad dust allergy. If I get in enough dust, I lose my voice for like a week. And it's awful. I don't recommend it. And he would give me shit about it. He's like, "Oh, well, maybe it's because you don't go outside all that much." I'm like, "Fuck you, man. I have a fucking allergy." So, it's that kind of friendship. And my cat has left the room. Hello. How are you, man? I'm doing quite well. If you have a basement, the way you can tell your friends that you hate them is ask them to move piano down there. Well, that hasn't happened to me yet, but I imagine that's a real pain to do because pianos are very big. Unless there's those like really small electric pianos, then in that case it's pretty good. No cursed artifacts, unfortunately, not yet. Maybe someday we'll get there. It's like that episode of Rick and Morty where um he literally gets to where Rick starts a rivalry with the devil because the devil's selling all this cursed stuff, and then Rick decides to screw with him by scientifically removing all the curses. It's really funny. It's one of my favorite Rick and Morty episodes. A good example of Rick's pettiness. Oh my god. Yeah, I used to have a pool table, which I would put a bunch of stuff on. I do miss that pool table, but it was a massive bitch to move it out of the it was a bitch to move all of the stuff out of It was a bitch moving the pool table out of the house. It was pretty annoying to do. Um, but yeah, I do miss that thing. It was a nice thing to have for a while. It's a good thing to put stuff on. Um, yeah, I miss that pool table. It's very. I used to have my toy soldiers on there all the time. We would reenact battle scenes from games I liked. So, there's always that. Ah, no problem, Jason. No problem. Just probably still be chilling here for a little while. Uh, yeah, all the mods that I mean, it depends on what book it is, but just text me on Discord or Instagram or something. I'll probably be down for it. Unless it's like a Terry Goodkind book or something, I'll probably read it. I would say I'm just kidding, but I'm not. Please don't have Terry Goodkind. If it's not Terry Goodkind, I'll be fine. Who is? Oh, look at that! How about that? I'm gonna. Let me see who else is. Probably gonna get texts and calls during this episode. Hopefully not, but you never know. I get a lot of calls on my birthday. For obvious reasons, of course. I mean, if you want to read it, I'm not going to stop you, but I don't think it's worth it because a lot of it is just really bad and stupid. In my opinion, I should note to try and be objective here. I'm not being objective at all. I think it's not a good book. It's not a very good book. Um, it's like, oh man, what if Ayn Rand wrote a really bad fantasy novel? I was actually, talking about Ayn Rand, with I think it was Raph last week on his own stream when we were just kind of hanging out. Right as I was coming back from my break, and I was kind of like, I think Fountainhead is like the better story out of all the Ayn Rand books, but yeah, I I have very I have very interesting thoughts about Ayn Rand. Well, my good friend, you should read Wizard's First Rule because it's probably the closest you're going to get to that. Um, that would be weird though, because she was all about what she called romantic realism. So that's always a good idea. And thank you, Joe. I was actually talking about you earlier. With the other Joe Byrne, Joe B and Joe C. That's Joey B. I was telling Joey B that he was coming on your channel, talk about Dungeon Crawler Carl. I always get that name mixed up in my. Nah, it's bad. It's real bad. Um, like it's super weird. Like I'll read books from people I disagree with philosophically or politically, but it's just like Wizard's First Rule is just so like obnoxiously bad, you know? Yeah, that's about right. Dungeon Carl or Crawl, it's a tongue twister, that son of a bitch. Though he did randomly follow me on Twitter one time, so that was pretty funny. Um so yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that. I like does it insist upon itself? I don't know if it does. Maybe, yeah, that might be a good way to describe it. I don't know. That's a good question. Oh, is he? Yeah. Well, he just randomly followed me on Twitter one day. I don't know why. I didn't even know he knew who I was. It's such a weird thing. I don't know if he's still following me on Twitter. Maybe he's bounced off and gone to Blue Sky like all the other hip kids. But let me see. Matt. Damn it! Fucking how do you spell his fucking last name? All right. Let me look it up real quick. Dungeon Crawler Carl. All right. Dinneman. Oh, okay. It was the I, not the. Nope. He still follows me. All right. Yeah. Cool. That is neat. I mean, what can I say? There he is. Proof. I mean, I've not read Dungeon Crawler Carl, but I appreciate him following me. So, also Daniel, wish me happy birthday. Thank you, Daniel. I'm actually might be having Blue Sky's hip in what universe? Well, in ours right now. It's where all the liberals have gone after Elon took over Twitter and kind of ruined everything for everybody. Bro, here's the annoying thing about Elon taking over Twitter is like there's so many bots now. Like all the bots have showed up and are just it's ridiculous. You know. Also, thank you, Mac, for wishing me happy birthday. Or congratulating me. Thank you for making it 24 years. To be honest, there were times I didn't really know if I was gonna make it to 24, but I'm here now, and I'm glad to be here. So there you go. Also, Sam, I saw you read Thrice the other day. I see you gave it 4 stars. What do you think of it? Was it because I read that earlier? I read that earlier last year, and I liked it, but I was really discombobulated from because I read it on my phone, and I get really weird about it. So yeah, I mean, I've done it before. I don't know why it's so weird reading on my phone. I have read stuff on my phone before. It's just I don't know. I like the physical sensation of having a book. But I do appreciate Andrew giving me the free copy, so I won't, I won't say goodbye. I don't know. I don't ask me. Progressive is probably a better term, but yeah, well, I've Buhold followed me on X last week. I feel obligated to read her books now. That's fair. I mean, Matt Denneman followed me, and I see Dungeon Crawler Carl at my local bookshop, and I'm just like, should I pick it up? Should I pick it up? I probably should, but I'm not going to today. That kind of thing. Well, yeah, that's true. Elon tends to attract a lot of detractors, if you will. Jeez, man. I will say it didn't take me a month to read Thrice, but it. Hope you can't hear that. The August Miss Jerry is also making another appearance. She's sitting on guards right now. Yes, I'm talking about you. Oh, there she is. Hello. Yes. Yeah. That's because the arc had to be on my phone. I know, right? It's weird. It's so weird. Like it's like, oh my god. That's why I've really hesitated in getting a Kindle because I'm like, good lord, that's gonna be awful. I'm gonna be like discombobulated the whole time, and yeah, it's gonna suck. Um, I hope not, but I'm not liking my chances. I also read my friend Liam's book on my phone, which was also a interesting experience. I need to get a hold of him to talk about that soon. I might need to read the book again because I've kind of forgotten a lot of it. So sorry, Liam, if you watch this. Oh, I love you, man. You know what else has tiny pages? This copy of Blood in the Mist I have, which is really frustrating. I really don't like this copy I got. I mean, I appreciate my dad getting the book, but the copy is so small. It's absolutely obscene. which I'm also hoping to read sometime this year, Blood in the Mist, because I'm trying to read some pre-Tolkien fantasy novels. I know that Robin, I don't know if Robin's still here, probably not, but that's his favorite fantasy novel of all time. So there you go. Kind of like mine is American Gods, unfortunately, but that's probably not going to change anytime soon. Oh yeah, I read that late last year. I thought it was just okay. I'm probably gonna have Jason on my channel again to talk about it soon because he just finished it not too long ago. Are you talking about Blood in the Mist? Yeah, it's a fun cover. I don't mind it. I mean, it's kind of it's not bad. I haven't read the book. I know a lot of people on BookTube surprisingly like it a lot, and I know it was also a big inspiration for Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. There's apparently a fellow man with the thistle down hair in Blood in the Mist, and Neil Gaiman likes it, so can't be too bad. Well, or maybe it means it is bad because but I digress. Yeah, I know. My dad, what he did was he went on Amazon and he got like one of those cheap used copies, and that was the one that ended up coming in. So, uh, yeah, that's what happened. I mean, I appreciate Dad getting the book, but I was like, oh my god, I don't like this. I don't like this copy. Maybe I'll get another copy at some point, and when I read it again. But for right now, I'm gonna make do with the copy I have. So yeah, luckily my eyes aren't too old yet. Huh. Well, hope that's good. Um, I almost got a little confused because I know there was a Carthage mercenary war right after the first Punic War, but I don't think that's what that's a part of because it says the Renaissance, and I think the Punic War was a long time before the Renaissance was even a thing. So yeah, probably not. Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's kind of the downside of the internet. Sometimes, like your eyes will just get fucking like you'll get all red and shit. Have you read King of Elfland's Daughter? No, but I am going to be reading it this year. So I do own it. I do have it. It has the foreword by Neil Gaiman. So whatever you want to think about that, believe whatever you want. Um, but have fun, John, and don't let the dog drag you around because they can sometimes do that. Yeah. But no, not yet. But I am reading King of Elfland's Daughter this year. So I'm reading a lot of the big like pre-Tolkien fantasy novels this year. So King of Elfland's Daughter, Blood in the Mist, Gormenghast technically counts because well uh it was published before Lord of the Rings. So there you go. So how do you feel now that you are older and wiser? Well, I don't feel much different, as I like to say. I don't feel much different than was when I was 23, but well, I guess I technically am still 23 for another 2 hours. That's weird. Anyway, um, yeah, it feels weird. It's an interesting time. Uh, that's Chuck Key. Yo, how you doing, man? Glad to be here, and thank you for the birthday wishes. I don't think I've seen you here before. So, hello. How are you? But yeah, I don't feel much different than where I was when I was 23. And again, I am a little different than where I was when I was 21, so maybe that works out. That works out. I do have the Penguin. Um, I do have the Penguin edition that ST Joshi did some years ago, and it has like a bunch of his short stories in it. Thank you, Dennis. So the Sword of Welleran is in there, but I want to try King of Elfland's Daughter first because it's very influential. Even though more casual fantasy fans might not know who Lord Dunsany is now, which is unfortunate. Um, that reminds me, I need to do the next Fate of Fantasy soon. I don't know what I'm going to do it on though, so yeah. I don't know when I'm doing my first guest episode for the Fate of Fantasy because it just tends to. How you doing, man? Thank you. I'm doing well. And thank you for the birthday wishes. Just talking about the Fate of Fantasy, which is my series where I talk about fantasy and I know. It's a weird thing. There's some people who've asked me like, "How old are you?" Because like when I shave, I look like I'm maybe 17 or 18, maybe or 16. I'm like 23, and they're like, "Holy shit, man!" I'm like, bro, you need to chill the fuck out with aging. Hello, Ida. Thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. I was actually talking about Pratchett. Got birthday decorations. No, not really. I mean, I did just get in the mail by my good friend Jason. I got a House of Leaves, which is like the cursed, one of the most cursed novels ever written, I guess, in a way. Yeah, so he finally gave me this, so I own. I do have a State of Science Fiction series, which I also need to get back to because I've been kind of on a semi hiatus since I started Fate of Fantasy. But yes, I would be definitely down to have you on for a State of Science Fiction because I enjoy that. I enjoy that series too. I need to get back to it. Maybe this month I'll get back to it and see where we're at. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, there was a comment on one of my podcasts from like last year. It was with Bookborn. And I forgot maybe it was Cade who said it. I don't remember, but he was like, "Man, I love, Bookborn's like professional looking booktuber background and you just have this kind of this." And I'm like, "Yeah, I try to keep it simple for the audience. I'm not a super professional like Bookborn. I mean, I wish I had that there are times I wish I had that professional booktuber background, but it's not what I got. I try to keep things simple here. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good point. There's a lot of books. There's books. There's the OU thing right there. There's the Jimmy Buffett pillow that was a shirt, but now it's a pillow. It's funnily enough, he was actually wearing that when I was born. So my dad was. So hold some sentiment for him. He says he's not a sentimental man, but I call BS on that because he wouldn't have kept the Jimmy Buffett shirt if that were the case. Thank you, Tom. Glad to have you here. Raymond is here. What's going on, man? What am I reading these days? Well, I was talking about it earlier, but I am reading Guards. I'm reading Guards by Terry Pratchett, which is a lot of fun. I'm also reading Blood Reunion by J.C.M. Byrne, which is cool. I'm enjoying it. And I'm also hoping to start Primordial by Jeff Lemire at some point, but that's just been kind of pushed to the background because I've been busy with other things. So yeah, should be fun. Oh. Well, I won't say I like it, but it's something I watched Oversimplified's video about the um um I listened to his video about it, is what I'm saying. He just recently did a video about the Punic Wars not too long ago. They're very good. I highly recommend them. I don't know if you're a history fan like I am, but if you are, which Mac, I know you are, Oversimplified has some really great videos about historical events. Thank you. Yes. Also, congratulations, man. It's yes, it is. My grandmother gave me that for my I think it was my birthday actually, or it was either my birthday or Christmas. I don't remember which. I think it was my birthday. I'm a big Frank Sinatra fan, but I really, Rat Pack's good too. So, yeah, that's a Rat Pack photo right there. Very pleased with that. It's one of my prized possessions. Um, um, Hope you're enjoying Guards Ida. It's a good it's a good it's a good it's a good one. Uh Yeah, I've seen some people give Mickey 17 some bad reviews, which I don't know, man. I'm not really I haven't watched it yet. So, okay. It's funny. I posted on my social media last night because my power was flickering a bit, and I was like, every time my power goes out, when that happens, I always think of that episode from Arthur where Muffy always is kind of naively asking her dad if she can get the electric company to fix the um power, and uh to get the power company to fix the power. And he's like, no, sweetheart, we have to wait because it's we gotta wait like everyone else. And she's just aghast at this. And it's like, oh man, there's some days when that happens, I feel her, man. I just wanna go up to my dad and like, can you tell him to turn the freaking power back on? And Raymond actually laughed at it. I'm like, yes, finally somebody gets my sense of humor, my sense of irony about things. um so that was fun. Um, I'll have to give it a shot. Hmm. What else is going on the sphere today? Not much, actually. Let me see what's going on the. No, actually, America seems to be getting worse as the days are going on. I hate to say. Um. No, I mean I don't know. It's that that does hit my country pride spot, but it's I won't say. I won't comment on such things. I have some hope. I um I um I watched Creature Commandos the other night, which was pretty good actually. Though it was standard kind of gun fare because it's the lovable screw ups who do weird things and end up teaming up and becoming friendly. With some surprising emotional moments put in there. It started out kind of and then it kind of and then it got better. It got better as I watched it. So I do think there might be. And his Superman movie actually looks good. So I'm hoping that this can be a fresh start, because the less said about the Snyderverse, the better. Hopefully my friend Carlton isn't here because then he would start railing at me about how the Snyderverse is the most goated superhero thing of all time, and James Gunn is an idiot and a pedophile. I'm not kidding. That's what he says, even though there's like literally no proof of that whatsoever. Um, yeah, I kind of am too, but at the same time, when it looks good, I'll probably watch it. I mean, like the MCU, I'm done with it. I've just been kind of like, whatever. Though I guess I shouldn't say that because I watched Daredevil Born Again last night, which was pretty good actually. It's not bad. I was, it's not terrible. So good work, guys. There were a couple quibbles I would have with it, like the scene where he's kind of dancing around and shooting around in his billy clubs and swinging around wasn't really well done. But aside from that, it's pretty good. I'm digging it. It's pulling from some of the runs that I really like. They're actually playing with one of the storylines from my favorite Daredevil run, which is the Bendis Malieve one. Um, Thanks, Darko. Appreciate it, man. Um, yeah, I mean, they really peaked with Avengers Endgame, and then after that, it was just kind of a slow meltdown from there, and then it just kind of turned into kind of like the Snyderverse, where it was just a disaster from the beginning. Um, yeah. Yeah, I watched that one too, and I was kind of let down because I was hoping for some more like Sam Raimi wackiness, and they did not do that. So wasn't really my thing. But the most current superhero thing I have watched is Invincible, which is fantastic, by the way. The animation is a little wonky. It's you can tell they kind of cut some stuff with the animation a little bit. It's a little weird, but everything else is just top tier. Really great stuff. Great storytelling, and of course, a very very strong adaptation of the comic book by Robert Kirkman. Really captures the tone very nicely, I think. Um, I know, right? Invincible's freaking great. Uh yeah, you're right on that one. I didn't even bother to go see Madam Web. I knew it was gonna be shit. And Craven the Hunter, why did they do my fucking boys? They did my fucking boys like that. Did my fucking boy. Uh It's still good even with the annoying commercials. You just have to put up with the commercials, Dennis. But Invincible is fantastic. So I mean, I think it's worth a watch. But yeah, Amazon is it's not perfect. I'll put it that way. Oh man, so you're much farther ahead than I am. I've only finished the first arc, which is the one in the small town with the bisexual kid who kind of looks like James Tinian the fourth. Or is he gay? I don't remember. But it's the first one. It was really good. I liked it a lot. Um, but yeah, Something Killing the Children is very good. Though it's a really awkward one to read when your parents walk in and see like, oh, what the hell are you reading, Britain? Not a fun day when that happens. Yeah. I, I won't argue with that because not a cranky old man just yet. There are days I feel like one, and then there's days where I'm like, "Good lord, I'm still just a kid. I don't know what the hell I'm doing." Well, lucky for you, there's a lot of comics about that very thing, like Something is Killing the Children and House of Slaughter, which is like the backstory about the secret society that hunts monsters and Something is Killing the Children. Um, I have not, but I've seen Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, which has a lot of the same cast as that show. I think that's the same show, or is that the IT Club? I don't remember. Um, or is the In-Betweeners the one about that Aussie hitman? Psh, yeah. Yeah, that's relatable. Um, Raymond, you clearly did not see what I said earlier, but it's okay. You're fine. You're fine, my guy. I still need to read BPRD. I was talking with someone the other day about BPRD. It was actually Shay from um Zachary Shay. You should check out. He's a good dude. We were talking about Hellboy, and I'm like, "Have you gotten to the Duncan Fegredo stuff yet?" And he's like, "No, I'm still reading BPRD." Which oh my god, yeah, Garth Marenghi's Dark Place is awesome. I love that show so much. It's so like so wonderfully stupid. Um and Richard Iowati is hilarious in that one. He plays the borderline psychotic. It was really funny seeing Matt Berry in the Fallout show because I just kept thinking he was the doctor from Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. I was like, oh yeah, it's that guy from Dark Place. That's funny. Um so yeah, it made it kind of like weird to watch because I'm like, I just think of him from Garth Marenghi. Is the In-Betweeners by the same people who did Garth Marenghi? I don't remember now. Or is that the one about the is that the one about the Australian assassin? I don't remember. Oh no, never mind. That is not at all what that's about. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I am mistaken, guys. Um oh, so it's kind of like British American Pie, I guess. I'll have to watch this. All right. I'll have to watch this at some point. I've I've been so bad at watching stuff. Like the last thing I watched was Creature Commandos, which was fine. It started out a little but then it got really good towards like the middle and end. So not bad, gun. Not bad. Um Same. I really liked Fallout season 2 or not season 2. I really liked Fallout. It was actually really good. I don't know why people were hating on it. Or there were some people who were hating on it, but I really liked it. I thought it was very good. So I guess what they should call the In-Betweeners is British Pie because, that was a bad joke. I'm sorry. Honora is a true masterpiece. It was a very good movie. I remember watching that with my dad, which was slightly awkward because of, all the sexual scenes. Um but it was also a really really good movie. Really surprised me. I was kind of like, "Oh, okay, this is interesting." I like movies I like stories that can like switch tones and genres. So like it starts out as this kind of excessive kind of Scarface like movie, then it turns into this like weird fairy tale romance. Then it turns into this like weird screwball comedy, and then by the end, it's like this really gutting tragedy. Like the ending of that movie really made it for me. It was really really sad. Mikey Madison, very good work. She did some very fine work in that movie. And I'm glad she won Best Actress. I'm sure Vera is very happy about that 'cause she didn't want I don't think she wanted a complete unknown to win for whatever reason. I just thought it was okay. She fucking hated that movie. Which I guess I could see why. Like Bob Dylan is such a weird like enigma. Like it's kind of hard to do a movie about him without being I'm not there, which is basically like the surreal Bob Dylan persona movie. Just really fun. I enjoy it. I have some friends who didn't really like it all that much. My friend Michael doesn't care for it. Um, that one was more like more straightforward, I guess. Yeah, it was kind of weird because it made Bob Dylan seem like this contrarian hipster dickhead, which I guess he kind of was back in the day. Well, contrarian hipster maybe, but a dickhead, I don't know. I mean, from all accounts, he's a nice enough guy. Just don't ask him about fame and all that because he's not really interested in that stuff. I think Walk the Line was a better music related biography. I'll admit, Raymond, I've grown kind of jaded with American movies. My friend Jason's been like, "Well, maybe you should watch some more foreign movies," and I'm like, "Yeah, I probably should, but just haven't really felt like watching anything lately. Just been like, there's just nothing that's captured my interest, really. I mean, there is a show I've been trying to watch. There was a one show I wanted to watch, or I actually watched the first episode. I'm hoping to finish it maybe this spring break when spring break comes. Um, called Get Millie Black, which is Marlon James's TV show, which is about a cop named Millie Black who is solving the case of a missing boy. Does that sound familiar for anyone who's read any of Marlon James's books? Um, hoping to finish it. The first episode I liked quite a bit. It was really well done. Maybe television shows are like the new, like, auteurist movies because that's kind of where we're at the moment. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of those like Will Ferrell kind of movies. I mean, I know it's John C. Riley and not Will Ferrell, but like it kind of has that same like Step Brothers vibe. Like I'm not a big fan of Step Brothers. Uh, yeah, a lot of people tell me to watch Severance. I haven't watched Severance. Um, I need to. I've heard it sounds really interesting. Also, someone said Andor season 2 is coming out soon, so I'll probably watch that. But yeah, it sucks too because John C. Riley is actually a really good actor when you put him in the right movie. Like when you get him in like a Paul Thomas Anderson joint, like I will show you some greatness. Show him in Will Ferrell joints, I will show you lowest common denominator humor. But I digress. Um, I am hoping to read The Sisters Brothers sometime later this year, which I heard is a movie which has John C. Riley in it. He plays one of the Sisters Brothers. Um, Pachinko. All right, I'll have to add that to my list because I've not heard of that. Pachinko. Oh, it's American. I'm like, is it like a Korean thing? Well, it is Korean and Japanese and and American. That's interesting. Huh. Okay, I'll have to watch that. Oh my god. I'm more of like a Tropic Thunder fan. Really love that movie. I'm like I wish they made more movies like Tropic Thunder. To be honest, we'd probably be in a better spot than where we're at right now. Hollywood's just gotten fucking lazy, to be honest with you. Which I know everyone else has been saying that, but now I'm kind of at that stage of my life. I know it's fantastic. It's a fantastic movie. God, was I dreaming about Step Brothers last night? Or I think I was watching a scene from Step Brothers, the one where Catherine Hahn gets involved and she really likes John C. Riley. It's bizarre. It's very bizarre. Either I was dreaming about it or I watched a scene from it the other night. I don't know why I was thinking of Step Brothers. Maybe it's because Raymond brought up Dewey Cox, which is just, you know, eh. Also, Superbad's really funny too. Like 2007 to like 2010, like there were some banger comedies. Like 2007 to like 2011, maybe there were some really fun comedies that came out. Like Pineapple Express came out during that time, which I think is a pretty funny movie. Um, I know people don't always like I actually don't mind the Despicable Me movies. I know a lot of people like hate on them because I'll admit the minions are a little annoying, but um I think it's fun, I think it's fun um seeing Steve Carell just ham it up as Gru. It's always a fun time. My cat is staring at me. What are you doing, cat? Like, this is the end I wasn't really a big fan of because it just felt like meta humor for the sake of it. Though that said, Rihanna smacking the shit out of Michael Sarah's fucking hilarious. I laugh every single time I watch that. And apparently, like, she hurt him pretty bad. Like, she got him pretty good. Like, he like had to like lay on the couch with like an ice pad on his head for the rest of the day after she smacked him, and that was the cut they ended up using. It is so funny. Like, oh my god. Like Michael Sarah's trying to flirt with her and she just fucking smacks him in the face. It's so good. It's so good. I don't know. I find people. I'm a big slapstick guy, so get somebody getting hurt, and I'll probably watch it and find it hilarious. Um, No script this time. You know what, Guard Skyrim? I will look straight into the camera just for you, buddy. Right? I'm looking right at it right now. So there you go. Also, thank you. The studio. What is the studio? I don't know what that is. It's let me see. Mm. Um yeah, I think I know a lot of people rail on Seth Rogen, and I'll admit, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Seth Rogen. But that said, Superbad is awesome. I love Superbad so much. So good. I still laugh when I watch it. Great high school movie too. It's probably one of the best high school movies I've ever seen. Um like it really captures what high school's actually like. There's no cliques. It is a little clicky, but it's basically like it really captures what high school's actually like, in a way. I have not watched Hey Arnold, unfortunately, Raymond. So sorry about that. I will not know what you're talking about. Oh God. I think I've actually heard of this movie now. Isn't that? Oh yeah, I think I've heard of this. As a matter of fact, that's wow. Okay, yeah, I'll have to watch. I'll have to watch this. Sounds good. Oh God, Riverdale. I mean, Grimdark Archie. That shit is hilarious. Like, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen, unintentionally so, but still very hilarious. Thank you, Dennis, for dropping by. You have a good rest of your day. I'm hopefully gonna have mine. Yeah, it was either that or Tropic Thunder that really set me up for like great, raunchy comedy. Either that or maybe it was that or Pineapple Express. I really like Pineapple Express as well. Um, or Big Lebowski. Big Lebowski is kind of like that too. Though I'm more of a Raising Arizona fan. I think that's just a better comedy overall in terms of the Coen Brothers comedies. I like Big Lebowski, but I quite enjoy. I like Raising Arizona more because it's just I don't know. I love the like cartooniness where the Coen brothers just amped everything up to 20. And Nicolas Cage is in it and he's fun. I really like it. One of the greatest chase sequences too in a movie as well. So yeah, big Raising Arizona fan. Oh God. I don't know if I want to know. I know, man. It's still pretty accurate to how high school is. I mean, I've only been out of high school for 7 fucking years. That's ridiculous. That is insane. 7 years. My God. Or no, 6 years. That is ridiculous nonetheless. Almost 7 years, though. My God. It's. Well, actually, hold on. Yeah, 6 years. Almost 6 years. Um. Uh. Isn't Hundreds of Beavers on Tubi? Because I have a feeling it's on Tubi. Because it's like one of those like what is it? Let me find it. Is it on Tubi? Don't know. What? Oh my God, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh my God. All right, I'm not gonna say the results because it is pretty offensive for a lot of people, and I don't want to get kicked off the internet because of someone else's I don't know how to describe it. Going back to Superbad, very good movie. I remember I rewatched it while I was at the lake a few years ago, and I still like I was laughing. I was laughing. Oh, sorry. Yes, I did. I did look it up, unfortunately. So yeah, that's why I was laughing earlier because I did not expect that. Thank you, Dan. Didn't know you'd show up today. Appreciate you, man. I hope you're doing well. Um, um, oh, it is on Tubi. Okay, yeah, I'll have to give it a look then. That's the thing. I have an overabundance of choices now. Like I don't know what to talk about now. I mean, I don't know what to watch now. I don't know what I'm gonna watch in it drives me crazy. I know it's like such a first world problem, but like still, it's annoying a little bit. Oh, I guess I'll take it. I'll take it over, being in like Russia or something. Russia fucking sucks. At least I'll take down my channel. I'm being facetious. Yeah, Tubi's fun. It's really fun to see just how many awful trash movies are on there because it's the free site, so they just chuck all the really bad movies they want. The Prisoner is also on there, which I need to watch all of The Prisoner at some point because I was liking it. It's a good little show. It's very very strange. Um, I never thought that beach balls would be kind of creepy, but they are in that show. So good job, Patrick McGowan. You've done well. Oh, I know there's some great movies on there. Like I saw oh, what was it? The Nightingale was on there, which I remember watching like years ago and really liking. But I can't really remember some of it. I remember like the big scenes. Like there's one towards the beginning that is just seeped into your brain. But aside from that, it's kind of hard to remember. Which, by the way, I think the lady who made that, she made the Babadook as well. She would make a great Blood Meridian adaptation. Unfortunately, John Hillcoat is doing it, which I think he'll also do a good job if he even manages to get it off the ground. Which hopefully he will, because he's a good director. What are some of your favorite TV shows of all time? Well, I actually mentioned this in my 500 subscribers Q&A, but my top 5 are Breaking Bad, Batman the Animated Series, Twilight Zone, The Sopranos, or hold on, no, Cowboy Bebop, then The Sopranos. So those are my top 5 favorite shows of all time. Also, BellTube's here. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. But yeah, those are my top 5 TV shows. There are some other ones I could mention, like The Shield, which aside from Breaking Bad, probably has the best ending to a TV show that I've ever seen. Really outstanding stuff. Gravity Falls, I really like as well. Really that Dini, Tim, Burnett DC animated universe is all of it is really really good. So Batman Beyond, Justice League Unlimited, Justice League, love all that. Daredevil, the original Daredevil TV show, which is one of my favorite just shows in general. It's really good. Worst MCU movie? I'm very partial to Thor: The Dark World, but Ant-Man: Quantumania wasn't really that good either, so I'll go with that. Yeah, Thor: The Dark World, just a bland piece of crap. It's just fucking a cardboard movie. Absolutely god awful. Cowboy Bebop is a good idea. So does that mean you're not really a fan of Cowboy Bebop? I mean, Cowboy Bebop's one of those shows. I don't know if you've ever had a thing that just feels specifically made for you, but Cowboy Bebop is that show for me. Just, straight up. Like, it is that show. Like, everything in it appeals to me personally. So, which it probably should be number 1, but, Breaking Bad is number 1 because I just think yeah, Captain Marvel wasn't really that good. Just kind of, which poor Brie Larson. I feel for her, but this wasn't a great movie. Oh, yeah, Cowboy Bebop is a very good show. Give it a watch. It's one of my favorites, so I'm definitely biased on there. But yes, indeed, Avatar: The Last Airbender is phenomenal. It's really, really, really good. I really like oh God, who is it? Legend of Korra is also fun, but it's not as good in my opinion. It's good, like it's fine, but it doesn't peak as much as Avatar: The Last Airbender does, in my humble opinion. Oh yeah, Spectacular Spider-Man is one I really like as well. One I really got into only a few years ago because I remember watching it when I was a kid. And it just kind of didn't pan out, unfortunately. Because it got canceled, and I was really pissed off that they canceled it because my God, oh, so good. Josh Keaton is probably the Kevin Conroy of Spider-Man voice actors. Like he is that good, just straight up. Yeah, I really didn't love Captain Marvel, and she's also in like Endgame, which like okay, cool. Like all these other characters are great, so I can deal with it. But yeah, she wasn't great in that. Really hated the short hair she had too. I'm just like, I liked the long hair. The long hair looked good. Like, why'd you cut it? I know that's what she looks like in the comics, but look, I'm pragmatic when it comes to these things. You don't have to, be slavishly adherent to the comic books if you don't want to. But I liked the long hair. You look good with the long hair. It's like Evangeline Lilly from Lost or Ant-Man and the Wasp, She has the fucking stupid she has that stupid bowl cut in the first movie. Then she has like her normal hair in the second movie. And then just short hair in Quantumania. I'm just like, oh my God, you're killing me. I like the long hair, people. What can I say? Like, it's like you have to be really good. Like, you have to really work the short hair, In my opinion. I'm not trying to, like, objectify anybody. Agreed. Yeah, they kind of lost me towards the end. I mean, I was fine with the, like, the two girls getting together. Like, hey, man, you do you, buddy. Though I think the Owl House dealt with LGBT issues a lot better, I think, which is also a very good show, made by some of the same people who did Gravity Falls, if anyone's a fan of that show. Um, I don't know if Azure Fire is here from the from Jason's um Discord server, but he's a big fan of Gravity Falls, and he's trying to get Jason to watch it, and Jason's like, "No, I don't wanna. It's for kids, man." He is mistaken. I mean, it is aimed at kids, but it's a very good show, nonetheless. Also, the Owl House is really good too. I need to watch the end of that, but I don't have Disney Plus anymore, so I had to find some other means to watch Daredevil Born Again. Oh boy, who's commenting on? Oh, Carlton. Kitty, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? Maybe maybe Skyrim guard's still here, so I'll look straight in the camera. Fucking owl. Well, Berserk definitely isn't. I don't know about the other two. I would not do not let your kids watch Berserk. Oh my God. If the eclipse doesn't traumatize them, then the Lost Children arc definitely will. Oh man, I haven't watched Hellsing or Elfen Lied, but I have read Berserk, and I need to catch up with Berserk because I am doing a conversation soon with Chance Berger and Chris from Bearded Book Beast, Andrew, and a bunch of other people. Drew says happy birthday. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Just tons of people. Tons of people. Excuse me. I mean, Gravity Falls gets a little dark too, so I mean, it's not completely. It's also just really damn good animation television. I'm like, well, it's not Steven Universe. Steven Universe can get pretty silly at times, but there's some good dramatic moments in Steven Universe. I did see the lady who made that, or maybe she's a them. I don't remember, but maybe she's non-binary. I don't remember. Are you an NFL fan? If so, which team do you root for? I root for the Cowboys. It's not fun being a Cowboys fan at the moment, but yes, I do root for the Cowboys when I can. More in the college than NFL, but I'm a Cowboys fan, a long-suffering Cowboys fan, but a Cowboys fan nonetheless. Yes, I did. It was pretty good. I liked it. It's a pretty interesting take. Like, what if the Fantastic Four existed in real time? What would that be like? Well, the answer is very interesting. It gets really heartfelt, especially towards the end. Um, Also changes around some stuff about the Fantastic Four, like you know, some of their relationships. A long-suffering Bears fan, so I understand. Oh man, I have a buddy who's a Bears fan, and oh my god, I feel horrible for him. Oh man, it's like being a Brown. I don't know if it's as bad as being a Browns or a Lions fan before the Lions got good, but not fun. Not fun. You know what else wasn't fun? Watching the Eagles win the Super Bowl against a completely broken um Chiefs team, which was just absolutely that was one of the biggest wallopings I've ever seen in a Super Bowl in my lifetime anyway. I mean, my god. So, congrats Eagles. I have to stomach the vomit that is threatening to come out of my mouth for saying that. Cuz my god. I bet you felt that way when Aaron Rodgers and the Packers won the Super Bowl those years, like a decade ago now. You were just like, ugh, fucking Aaron Rodgers. Hate that guy. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is not doesn't seem like a nice dude on to be honest, but you know, I don't know the guy, so I don't know. Yeah, you know what sucks about Cowboys is we don't really get a lot of grace because let me tell you, us Cowboy fans can get really obnoxious sometimes. So a lot of people don't really like us. So yeah, it's not fun being a Cowboys fan. Then we got like Jason Schottenheimer, and I'm like, oh my god, we're fucked. We are fucked. Because I mean, I didn't care for Mike McCarthy all that much, but you know, he could be a solid he could be a solid coach from time to time. Like he wasn't a bad coach. He just would make really stupid decisions, you know, which, you know, happens. But he would do them a good bit. So, you know. But going back to what Tharnall was asking, yes, I did finish it. It's pretty good. I liked it. I do want to read some other Fantastic Four comics before the movie comes out because the movie actually looks pretty solid, I have to say. I mean, never thought you would hear me say that, but what can I say? I'm saying it right now. It looks pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, he's just my friend Josh Pantelleresco, he sometimes does like pre NFL chats on his podcast with some friends of his, where he talks about where he thinks that the channel's going to, or where he thinks the season's going to go. And he pointed out that it kind of seems like Aaron Rodgers is just kind of checked out at this point, which I can't disagree with that. I wouldn't that would not shock me at all if that were the case. You know, I really think um I don't I suspect that is what's going on because he's just given up at this point. Like, damn, dude. Like it's just yeah, man. Yeah, not the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan. I was more of a Peyton fan growing up, you know. I was a Favre kid, you know. I really loved Brett Favre when I was a kid. Now, his flaws as a human being notwithstanding as well cuz I mean, I don't know. I guess the Packers just attract really troubled people. I don't know what it is. Um yeah, I really liked Really liked Brett Favre when I was a kid, so I didn't really, I never really warmed up to Aaron Rodgers. Agreed. uh, thank you, Capricious Fox. I appreciate you. But yeah, no. My friend was like, yeah, I think he checked out. Nah, yeah, yeah. Um, never was a Brady fan. I mean, I respect Brady a lot. I mean, he seems like a cool dude. And what can I say? The guy was really good at what he did. You know, he won 7 Super Bowls. Now, I won't pretend that he did it all by himself, but I do think his skill as a quarterback, I will not contest it. He's not my cup of tea personally, but I do respect his skill. Like, there's very few um who can win by planting their feet like he can. I know, right? It's shocking. It's everyone's like, "God, you're so well read for how young you are," and it always kind of weirds me out because I'm like, "Oh, well, I mean, I thank you, appreciate it," but it's kind of like it kind of makes you feel a little self conscious, a little bit, at least for me. Not that it insults me. I find I'm flattered. It's just kind of like, oh man, it's weird. Then again, I have a hard time taking compliments, so you take that with a grain of salt if you want. Um, but yeah, no, it's good. It's a good time. I try, guys. Is it easy? No, it's not. No, it is not. Yeah, it's a good time. I enjoy. Yeah, I'm a big. I have a soft spot for the Colts because I was a big Peyton Manning fan when I was a kid. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks when I was growing up. So I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for Peyton Manning. Uh, well, I won't root for Arch Manning right now because he's at those disgusting Texas Longhorns at the moment. Um, um, Eli's pretty solid too. I know people kind of rag on him a bit, but hey, he beat the Patriots twice. I mean, he had a good team with him, but hey, you can't take that away from him. Him leading the team beat the Patriots twice, so I'd say that earns some respect. So you yeah, no, it's. Are there any local Oklahoma writers? Well, I haven't. I'll admit I haven't read as many Oklahoma books as I would have liked. Let me think. I have a list actually on my Goodreads page, so I'll just look there. Oklahoma literature that I think would be good to recommend. Well, there actually is one that comes to mind. I actually had him as a teacher. His name's Jeffrey Provine. I actually had him early on in the podcast back when I was doing it guerrilla style. He's done a lot of books about the paranormal and um, comics and a lot of stuff that I'm really interested in. So, not I know the guy, but also I plugged because um, he's a good dude. Yeah, not just because he's a good dude, but also he covers a lot of interesting stuff. Um, S.E. Hinton, of course, if you've ever heard of The Outsiders, that's a good book. I like that a lot. My dad's friend actually, or a family friend of ours, actually, has claimed that S.E. Hinton was influenced by my friend's, my family friend's dad. His dad apparently was like a greaser back in the day, and him and his friends would like kind of cruise around. Inspired S.E. Hinton. I don't know if it's true, but I don't think he would lie about that. So I don't know. It's kind of one of those weird things. Um, I don't really like red fern grows. True Grit is a good one too. Not really Oklahoma. It's about Arkansas. It's by a guy who's from Arkansas, but it takes place a lot in Oklahoma. So yeah, give that one a shot. And of course, Killers of the Flower Moon is a fantastic book. Not a local, not a local writer, but it is about a local thing that happened. So really, really great book. And very sad one that'll anger you very likely. So take it with a so just be ready to be angry and sad because it's a very angry, sad book. So yeah, I need to read more David Grann. Um, James Hostler wrote a comic called The Bobcat. He actually went to high school with my dad. I've met him a couple times at a couple cons. He's a pretty cool dude. But he wrote a comic called The Bobcat, which is pretty solid. I thought was fun. About early history Oklahoma. So yeah, there you go. Those are some of my Oklahoma recommendations of Oklahoma writers that I've enjoyed. Oh, I didn't even notice you misspelled Peyton Manning's name. So you're good, Avid Book Junkie. I have a friend named G. He's fucking nuts, bro. But I love him. He's a good dude. Oh boy. But yeah, it's about as many Oklahoma writers as I have. I admit I'm not one who keeps up with local talent. Aaron Gwynn, he lives in North Carolina now, but he is also from Oklahoma. I have not read much of his stuff, but he is a cool dude. Also, the a premier Cormac McCarthy scholar. That guy knows what he's talking about. He doesn't write so much about McCarthy now because of stuff that's happened, but he is very passionate about McCarthy's work, and he's also written some books. I'm actually hoping to read one this year called All God's Children, which I'm hoping to get to. Though it's more about Texas than Oklahoma, because Texas gets more the lion's share of the attention. Actually, speaking of that, my most recent podcast that I had was with my friend James Wade, who wrote All Things Left Wild, which is a pretty solid Western book. Also a Texas book, but a very, very good book. Happy birthday, Okie dude man. All right, I'm gonna see. Thank you. Thanks. I actually have thought about starting a I have actually thought about starting a bookshop in the past because I always get freaking annoyed when I go into Barnes and Noble and I see that they put books in the wrong genre. Like literally dead ass, they put like Stephen King books all in the horror section when I'm like, guys, he has not written all horror. Put them in the right genre, books. Drives me absolutely insane. Like they have the Dark Tower in the horror section. I'm like, that's a fantasy series. Get it right, people. I turn into my dad because my dad goes to when my parents and I go to a restaurant. My dad just is always like, "You need good service," And I'm the same way, just with booksellers. They need to do better with, they need to do better at putting their genres in the right categories. Like they had Jeff Vandermeer in the literary section. I'm just like, put it in the science fiction section. Because that's what he does. He's a science fiction fantasy writer. Just because he writes well does not change that fact. Kind of drives me crazy, but what are you gonna do? Yes, I have thought about starting a bookshop of sorts. Sell them on the cheap, or get people showing up in no time. Hopefully. But I don't know how it would compete with Barnes and Noble or Half Price Books because they already have some pretty good deals over there. So I don't know. I mean, I try my best to like sell. I try my best to get people to read stuff. It can sometimes be hard. Yeah, maybe I could do that. Actually, it doesn't seem like a bad idea. Be like, hey, Brian, if you want to share some, tips, I'll show up. I'll do my thing. But yeah, I haven't really been. I'd like to finish college first before I start thinking about doing anything with my existence, my life, which is coming actually pretty soon. So I'm kind of nervous, to be honest, because I'm not really. I don't know if I'm ready, man. To go out in that dark, depraved world. My dad's always telling me like, world can be a dark place, and I'm like, you can be. What's my major? It's called professional media, but basically it's just journalism. So yeah, I'm in a capstone class right now. It's just basically we start a portfolio. I'm gonna have to create a fucking website for it soon. So Jesus Christ. And I'm doing a podcast class. I actually showed my teacher one of my podcasts. I'm like, hey, here's one of my shorter ones. Give it a shot. And he's like, oh, but it's an hour. Because he likes them to be like fucking 10 minutes long. Imagine that, a 10-minute fucking podcast. Ridiculous. And it has to be like scripted out and everything. I've got my first one for the class recorded, so we'll see how it goes. But he was complaining that it was an hour. I'm like, an hour's not that long, buddy. But he just had a kid recently, so I'll cut him some slack. But it does kind of annoy me a little bit, just a little bit. My dream gig is writing stories and having people pay me for it. That's really what I'm looking forward to. I really would like that. But the problem is A, it's very hard, and B, people don't always respect writing as a trade. They think it's like a waste of time. So, even though, there's so many things in our lives like books and movies and that are made because people actually took the chance to follow what they wanted to do. But no, it's impractical apparently. Yeah, that's what I'm wary about. I'm kind of wary about, going into journalism and then just getting sucked up into the, conglomerate of putting out quantity over quality. That's just something I'm something I am worried about, which is why I don't really want to that's why I don't really want to go to anywhere super big, because I'm afraid like that might happen. Not really. You don't really care about the quality of getting a story. There are some people who are, but not a lot, unfortunately. Like the days of the Hunter S. Thompsons and Tom Wolfes are long gone, unfortunately. Norman Mailer's is for. Oh, they do? No. Yeah, the Atlantic's always been pretty good. I mean, they had Hitchens on there, so it can't be too bad. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Hitchens, but like when he does stuff like, political commentary or literary criticism, he tends to do very well. And Atlantic, Atlantic has a lot of smart writers on there who, know what they're doing. I also really like Paste. I'm a big Paste fan. Paste magazine. They used to cover more like comics and stuff. They don't do it as much now, but probably my favorite article I've read about Alan Moore's work is on Paste. So I really like Paste a lot. It depends. Like I spend a few hours at least reading. Like I set some time aside for myself and then I start going at it, reading, whatever you want to call it. I really like I generally read at nighttime because I just like the atmosphere. I like that, everyone's in bed, everyone's kind of chilling out, no one's really doing nothing. And it's just everyone's just hanging out, right? So yeah, I like to read at night, but generally like an hour or two a day because I try to be really structured with my reading, so I read about 60 pages a day, which has worked out very well for me. Thank you, Oso, very much. Appreciate it. Let's see what else is carousing on the booktube today. Let us see. Let us see. We got Jake Bishop back with another video. Top 150 favorite novels. Pretty insane. Aaron Hook made a stream called Paladin Booktube. I'm sure will not be controversial at all. StoryTube put out a new video. So, okay, cool. We'll have to watch that because I like StoryTube. Let me see here. Tom Grassi's put out some new stuff. So watch a bunch of Kevin Smith stuff last night. So there's a bunch of Kevin Smith on my end, and also I got another notification on my Facebook. Let's see what we got here. Also, if anyone wants to comment, feel free. I don't bite, mostly. Huh. Neat. Seriously, though, if you want to comment, I don't bite for the most part. I won't ban you or nothing, unless you're like a super racist or something. Then probably, but most of you are pretty cool, so I won't ban you. Feel free to comment. I won't bite. Oh man, how old was I when I first read my first novel? Oh my god, I was probably like shit, man. I don't even know if I remember. I think it was maybe like 9 or 10 maybe. I was maybe like 8, 9. It was one of the first time I read like Oliver Twist for the first time. So I remember clearly reading Oliver Twist. I remember like clearly reading, Tom Sawyer with my dad. So 8, 9, 10 realm is when I first read a novel. I would say I could be mistaken there because it's been a long time, but that's kind of what I remember. But I don't know. I mean, as long as I remember, I've always been reading. I don't know why. Like my parents aren't big readers. My dad, as I said before, he likes mostly likes religious literature, stuff about sports or stuff, like self-help books. I don't know if anyone knows who Gary Vee is or Gary Vaynerchuk. My dad likes him a lot. Um, my mom reads a little bit. She reads she read Twilight. She made me read Twilight, so that was fun. Um, she's read stuff like that, but um, yeah. So that's when I first read my. And my parents have always been like, "Man, you've always read so much." I'm like, I don't know why. I don't know why I've read so much. It's just been something I've done since I was a kid. Uh, oh boy. Um, yeah. A lot of awkward silences now. Hope everyone's doing okay. Oh well, I mean, what kind of crime fiction? Because I like crime fiction. I mean, I'm more of a noir fan than the Agatha Christie kind of murder mysteries, but I do like crime fiction quite a bit. I wouldn't call myself the well, I would say I know a lot about noir. I don't know about the other two genres. I'm not a fan of cozy mysteries. I get really irritated with them. Though I mean, I like some of Agatha Christie's stuff, but I wouldn't call myself the biggest fan. Um, it does look like we are winding down though. So, I mean, I generally like to go about 2 hours when I do podcasts or streams or stuff, and um, or 2.5 hours at the longest. But I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I had a lot of fun. Thank you all for the birthday wishes and the kind words. Um, but I'm probably going to tone down and probably end this pretty soon because there are other things I'm hoping to do today before I, go out to dinner with my parents. Um, Probably gonna write something about the new Daredevil show, so that should be fun. Thank you all again for the kind words, and I will definitely do enjoy the rest of the day. So thank you, Robin. And thank you, Darko, as well. Um, um, but yeah, I'm probably going to, uh, you know, lower down, get to the 2 hour mark, and then probably going to wrap this up here. But thank you everyone for coming in. Thank you all for the birthday wishes and hanging out for a while and talking about whatever popped to mind. And hopefully this satiated some of you because once again, Matt is kind of on his hiatus, if you will, which kind of worked out for me because that would have been kind of awkward for me to switch up the times. Um, so it just worked out for me. Yeah. Oh, okay. So she's pretty widely read in the mystery genre then. Um, well, I'm glad that I hope she likes Lahane because he's a great author. I think he's really quite a gem. I've made a video about him. I've made a couple of videos about Lahane in my time. So yeah, I'll just stop there. But anyway, I'm going to go now. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Oh, that's cool. She does enjoy him. So, all right. Anyway, take care, everyone. Again, thank you all for joining. Thank you, Jason, before I go, for House of Leaves. Appreciate the birthday gift, my friend. Until next time, everyone. See you guys later. Until tomorrow.